Stan Lee's death and the relationship between celebrity and fan. This is going to be extra disorganized. I thought funeral music would be appropriate. Just one thing, first of all, is Mark Hamill got in trouble for praising women and saying that they should be in charge of the world. And now all of the Star Wars YouTube people are putting him down and saying that he's jumped on the SJW bandwagon. First, and basically the only thing to say is that he wasn't saying anything about Star Wars. He was saying something completely unrelated. It's such a detriment to your cause to single that out, to get into that. You should be talking about how Star Wars sucks. I don't want to get into it. Anyway, so yeah, Stan Lee's death. Stan Lee's getting some bad press, and I have no idea what it's about. I'm looking for it. I can't find it. But in regards to that, I was on someone's channel, and they were saying, why do people need to tear down celebrities? I don't get it. Or heroes. Why do people need to tear down heroes? Like, this Stan Lee thing is terrible. And I wrote that people tear them down for the same reason that they need to worship celebrities or heroes, or for the reverse reason, to make them human, not gods. It's okay to love an artist's art, but a whole other thing to love an artist as though one actually personally knows them. I heard an interview with Alan Moore where I think Moore said that Stan Lee took all the credit for most of the characters, the Marvel characters, and he had very little to do with the creation of them. So whether that's true or not, credit where credit is due, and I would not, give credit to someone where you're not even sure that they did it. Who knows? I'm sure Stan Lee didn't create all the characters himself, okay? I'm apprehensive about glorifying somebody for ideas that I'm not even sure were theirs. People grew up hearing that Thomas Edison was a great inventor, that he invented the light bulb, among other things. Only recently has it come to light, pun, that he basically never invented anything, and in fact exploited real inventors and ruined their lives, Tesla in particular. He was more of a businessman. I'm bringing up the Edison thing to emphasize that we don't know these people personally. And in the case of Edison, for example, it is just as wrong to wrongfully praise someone as it is to wrongfully condemn them. I think we need to keep a safe distance from our fans, if we're celebrities, and from our heroes, if we're fans. Because, well, acting like you loved Stan Lee, okay? You didn't know Stan Lee, okay? You didn't know him. And he didn't know you. He wouldn't have gave a shit if you died. So why are you crying your eyes out when he dies? Dante's Inferno. There's a part in it when Dante goes to heaven, and he sees a complete prick there in heaven. And he says, what the hell's this asshole doing here? Why the hell's he in heaven? He was a complete dick his whole life. And his guide, I forget who his guide is, Beatrice, I think. She says, it's not your place to decide who gets to go to heaven and who gets to go to hell, who should go to hell. You don't know what this person did throughout their life. You can't just say he was a dick just because of the few times, or whatever the hell you saw him do. You don't know what else he did. It's not your place. So on the opposite end, it's also not your place to say that this person was such a great person or such a good person when you don't know what they did. You weren't there. You don't know everything that's in the closet. So easy there with your glorifying of anybody. Okay, yeah, and I love this line. This is really good. People that keep saying Stan Lee brought joy to so many people, and they say this whenever any celebrity dies. They brought joy to their music touched so many people, or whatever. Not their music. They touched so many people. Now, what about someone who only brought joy to one person? Did they bring less joy to the world? If Britney Spears brought a gram of joy to 100 million people each like a gram each to 100 million people. Each individual person got a gram of joy from Britney Spears. Whereas some other unknown person brought a ton of joy to one person. Does that mean Britney Spears brought more joy to the world? Can we quantify how much joy a person brings to the world? I think it's very wrong, and it's insulting to people. Like, let's say doctors or nurses, a person who works with an elderly person for 20 years taking care of them. So what they did is much less important because they only helped one person, whereas Britney Spears touched everybody a little bit, 100 million people, in fact. So she's much more relevant. She lived more of a life. She's more important. And also, a celebrity should not act like they know or love their fans. They shouldn't say things like, I love my fans. You don't know your fans. You don't love your fans. You don't even know. You wouldn't give two shits if half of your fans died as long as they bought your record posthumously. And it's almost this sick kind of relationship where they say they love their fans and their fans go, wow, he loves me. He's talking about me. I can't even wrap my head around it, but I don't think it's right. I don't think it's good or healthy. And I think if one is to be a celebrity, they shouldn't be saying they love their fans. They can say thank you to my fans. I'm grateful for my fans. I'm only here because of my fans. But, I love my fans. And, anyways, that's about it. Subscribe or don't subscribe. And like it and don't like it. And do your thing.